COLIGAÇÁO'S Black Golds and Wildman Katrina 1xg Elkis. Katrina was born in a relatively new country to the game, Mozambique. Internationally, it's known as the Pearl of the Indian Ocean. The first game dogs were imported to the country 10 years ago, with some dogs coming from South America, some from Europe and others from Africa. Katrina was a blend of moon, pinky to Mayday boils at the top and Tudor on the bottom, essentially a red boy, Jacko to Chinaman blood. Let me break it down. Her sire was a dog named Godzilla, bred by us. He was out of tox, the first dog to be shown internationally, and Mamba, inbred on the Mayday blood. She was out of 2 imports from Southern Kennels. Rihanna was her dam. I imported her from a neighboring country. She was tightly bred on the Chinaman blood. Different from most Frisco dogs that were available at that time, I got her as a broodstock, bloodstock. She lost her canines and only started to show interest in other dogs when she was 4 years old. That's when I decided to breed her to Godzilla. Out of that breeding there was 4 females born. 2 were placed with my partner, Wildman. I kept 1. Katrina, and the last one I gave to Evolution Trebo Kennels. Out of those 4, only 2 made it to adulthood and were shown. Lesoya and Katrina. She was an active puppy by the time she was 6 months old. She was on. I was anxious to see how this blend would perform. Nevertheless, I let her grow like any dog should before being schooled. I always picked the run of the litter. Because of this, she was schooled into bigger females. This wasn't a problem for her. She had tremendous ability and knew how to keep herself out of trouble. Besides that, she had a tremendous heart, always wanting more than she could chew sometimes. Unfortunately, that is what led her to her demise. But I will get into that aspect later. She was only bred once to Eli, a cousin of her. Out of that breeding, 5 puppies were born at XXX Kennels Yard, since I couldn't keep her at my place with pups at that time. She got loose, ran straight to a male and broke her front leg. Took some time and therapy to get her back in shape. All of this happened whilst she was nursing the puppies. Finding weight for her was a big challenge, due to the fact that she was very small. I finally managed to organize a 5-card show. We as a COLIGAÇÁO were going to show 3 dogs on the same night. It was a tremendous challenge to say the least. Katrina was an easy dog to condition. She had a lot of focus and aimed to please. The only obstacle was the weight, which was dropping drastically, and this made me think of paying the forfeit. But since she was showing good results, we decided to do it. COLIGAÇÁO Black Gold and Wildman Katrina, CZ and Kennels Pandora. Katrina: 12.5 kg, Pandora: 13.4 kg. Agreed weight: 13.5 kilograms. Ref: Supremo Kennels. Time: 57 minutes. The day came where these 2 met in the box. The show started with Katrina controlling Pandora by the ear, not allowing herself to get touched. This went on for 10 minutes. I could start to hear the spectators betting. Pandora was slowing down, getting a bit frustrated of chasing after Katrina, that was dancing like Michael Jackson. At around 15 minutes, Katrina decided to change her defensive strategy and go toe-to-toe with Pandora, which was a mistake and turned the match around. Pandora grabbed the lower jaw with an impressive hold, then stayed in the hold for 10 minutes. This made Katrina slow down significantly and Pandora got in her shoulders, showing tremendous mouth. She was leaving holes every time she had an opportunity to bite. The punishment got to a point where Katrina couldn't defend herself, so I decided to pick her up. She was badly injured, but I did not have doubts that she would scratch to Pandora. As I was cleaning her up, the crowd went silent. The anxiety was building up. Would she cross the line or stay at her corner, having in mind that she could barely stand up when the ref said release your dog? She never kept her eyes off Pandora. She fell 4 times and got herself back up until she reached the opponent and mouthed her. Everyone was screaming in disbelief. And that was something that one simply does not get to witness every day. She was awarded GIS. After the match, I received some proposals to sell her or to breed to certain males. I kindly denied every offer as I was focused on saving her. I did the aftercare and put her slipping on my lap inside of the car with the AC on. We did manage to save her, and 10 days after the show, my gardener opened the door of the warehouse she was staying in and forgot to close it. She ran straight to an Eli Bolio X Croata female. The old man that works at my house managed to break them apart, but it was too late for Katrina. As she just came out of a show a few days ago, she was buried right next to Tsunga, a 14-year-old dog. The first app that I owned. I would like to thank FMJ, FC and Ya for their support.